Hi, I'm Jonathan Kauser with LazyLizard.net. Lazy Lizard is a web hosting company that offers servers that are fine-tuned, especially for WordPress, using cPanel, which gives you reliability, speed, and security. Everything you need for an awesome online presence. Basically, we host websites, we run web servers, and we do a great job. We've been doing it for 20 years, since 1996. That's 23 years, actually. So 23 years of web hosting experience. So today I want to talk about setting up your email accounts in cPanel. I'll show you how to do that. And then we're going to learn how to forward them to a different email provider. So for instance, if you want to take your email and have it forwarded to a web provider such as Gmail or Yahoo or anything like that, you can. Now the reason people do that is because it's more professional to have an email account at your domain name rather than the domain name of a free email provider such as Gmail or Yahoo or AOL. Everyone knows those are free accounts. Typically it's larger companies that today it seems actually pay to have their own domain name, and they use email with that domain. I mean, you will see an email address like sales@ibm.com. You don't see salesibm@gmail.com. Can you imagine if a large company, what's a big company today? Apple. Can you imagine if it was Tim Cook at gmail.com? No, I don't think so. It would be probably Tim at Apple, I would imagine. Anyway, I don't have his personal email address. I don't care about it, but I know you need your own personal email address with your own domain name so it looks professional. But when you go out, you might want to check your email on your phone, and it honestly is a lot easier to check it through Gmail or AOL or Yahoo than it is to check it through your own website domain mail. Now you can, whenever you're hosted on a cPanel server, you can whenever you're hosted on a cPanel server, you can log in to webmail. You go to yourdomain.com/webmail. That's how we have it set up anyway. Your host probably does, and if they don't, come host your site with us. We'd be happy to host it for you. Anyway, you can do that, but it's through a web browser. You don't have your own app for it. You don't have a specially formatted app. It's through a web browser, and you'll be using your phone or tablet web browser for that. So it is easier to have it sent. I have my emails copies forwarded to Gmail. And when I'm out, very easy to open the email app from Gmail and just check your mail. So that's what I do. Usually I wait till I get back to the office to respond to it because I can't type on a phone. The keyboard's too small and too stupid. All right. So anyway, so let's take a look at how to set up your own email account using your domain name and how to forward it to your preferred email provider when you're on the road. All right, so to create an email account, the first thing you're going to do is log into your cPanel control panel on your website. Normally you get to that from by going to yourdomain.com/cPanel or yourdomain.com:2083. So either way, you can usually get to it. If you're with a decent host, it'll just be /cPanel after your domain name. So anyway, I'm going to assume you know your password and your login information for that. And if not, you can always get it from your host. So we're going to look for this section called email. Now you can move these sections around so they're not always necessarily in the same place. Now I've put email at the top. Yours, you can scroll down the screen. It'll be in there somewhere, the section called email. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to email accounts. All right. Now we're going to set up the email account, and then we're going to forward it to a webmail account like Gmail. All right, so here you see the default account is called by the domain name, username for your account, for your website. Whatever the username is you have set up for the server with the host, that will show up right here. That will always be there. You can't delete that and forget about it. And most people don't ever use it. So what we're going to do is create a new email account. Now, let's say you're with a company and you want to make it look professional, and you're with the sales department, or the sales manager, and you got to set up a email for sales. So let's just call it sales. All right, sales@knowthenet.net. Now that shows up here automatically because that's the only domain name associated with this cPanel account. If you have more than one domain name with your account, you can click a drop down here and you can choose whichever domain you want to use. All right. So for password, I am going to use the cPanel generate password, which actually does not always give you the most secure passwords, even though it says it does, but not really. And I'm going to copy that, use that, and now it's asking for storage space. So this is basically 1 megabyte. How much does it go up? Oh, right. Anyway, let's just say we want to give ourselves 2. Oh, that was a gigabyte. Sorry. Anyway, well, let's say that's too much. We want to give ourselves 200 megabytes. Or you can choose unlimited, but be careful. It can fill up your entire server if you don't go in and delete it every now and then. All right. So I'm going to give it 200 because basically this is a test account, a demo, and I'm not going to use it. If I was going to use it, I would probably give it 500 just to give me enough time in between hard downloads where I have to use a program like Outlook to download the actual mail and then wipe it off the server. Or I'll show you another way. You can go into the webmail of cPanel and you can delete it from there too. So either way works. But I do not recommend choosing unlimited ever, because no one has unlimited amount of space, no matter what the hosts tell you, unlimited this, no. You do not have unlimited space. Eventually it will fill up. So it's best to put a limit, and when it fills up, or you'll start to know in your mind about how long you have in between hard deletes. Okay? So automatically create folders for plus addressing. Forget it. You don't even need that. But this is, they have a new method, cPanel, that just came out in 2019, where you can use your address plus something else, like plus 2036 at knowthenet.net. You can just create that automatically. It'll create folders. Any mail sent to that address will go automatically into this folder that it will automatically create. Okay. Actually, you can use that. It's good for when you just need a throwaway address, which you often need because so many websites today tell you you can't see anything until you give them your email address. And this way you don't have to give them your real address. Thank God for that. So, okay, send a welcome email with instructions. If you like to get that, you can. And stay on this page after I click create. I just want to check it and make sure it's all there and looks good. So it's creating the account now. It is done. View. You have success. Sorry. Success. You created the email account. And you can click here to view it. And there it is. So it has 200 megabytes. It has 55 kilobytes in there. Just some test junk, or that they put in that is what causes the account to actually work and be set up. All right. So now you have the account, sales@knowthenet.net. I'm going to click here to go back to the home page. And now we're going to forward it to, I'm going to forward it to Gmail. Okay. So let's click forwarders this time. Forwarders. I can never say that word. All right. Now, we're going to add a forwarder. All right. Oh, well, let me show you this too, if it'll go back. Add a domain forwarder. That means all mail sent to this domain will go, all mail sent to Know the Net will go to whatever email address you type in here. Okay. All right. So now we're going to add a forwarder for the specific email address, not for the entire domain. All right. So what you do, you're going to type in the email address name. In this case, it's sales. So sales. That's all you type. Do not type at your domain. Okay. If you do that, this error message will show up and tell you you're not supposed to type that, because they have the @ sign here and the domain name here. And again, if you have more than one domain on your account, you click the drop-down list and you can choose from whatever domains you have available. In this case, I only have this one. Okay, so this says address to forward. We're going to forward the address called sales@knowthenet.net. All right. Now we're going to type in our Gmail address or AOL address or whatever you have. So let's just put forwardingdemo@gmail.com. We will forward it to that address, which is probably somebody's address. And well, maybe they'll get some of my spam. Well, that's okay. They'll just have to live with it. Discard and send an error to the sender at SMTP time. No, do not click this. This is a totally different thing. You don't want to click that. You want to click forward to email address. Okay. Now, advanced options, you can click if you want. There's nothing to choose here unless you have a special program you're using. Possibly you're forwarding mail from a form or some kind of interactive capability you have on your site, and you want to pipe the mail to a special program. You can do that there. All right. Or you can also discard. If you click this, it will just throw out all mail sent to sales@knowthenet.net. So you probably don't want to choose that. But if you're getting spam at some address that you don't use, then that's when you would use this. Okay. Anyway, sorry to get off the subject, but in this case, we're going to choose this. Forward to email address. This would forward it to a system account like this default account called no. You don't want to, well, yeah, there are times you may want to do that. Anyway, let me just, there's 1,000 different ways we could go here. Let me try to stick to the subject, sorry. All right, so anyway, I'm going to forward to this email address. I'm forwarding this mail, sales@knowthenet.net, to my Gmail address. All right, it's simple enough, I guess. Okay, so add forwarder, going to add it now. All right. All emails sent to sales@knowthenet.net will now be copied to this Gmail address. All right. And you can type more than one. So if you have several people who need to get mail from sales, it can be, a copy can go to all of them. But then you have to be careful because then 5 people might answer the same message. And the customer would feel well taken care of, and unless they get contradictory answers, in which case they could choose the answer they like. But it will waste a lot of your staff time. And that's it. That is it. Now you will get a copy. Notice it said it will be copied to this. Nope, sorry. Anyway, notice it said it will be copied to that address. It means a copy will remain on your mail server here. All right. And eventually it will fill up your mail server. So you got to remember that. All right. Now look, email accounts. So we started off with this default account. We now have sales@knowthenet.net. If somebody sends an email, let's say we get a lot of emails, and instead of 55 kilobytes, we now have 5 megabytes of mail. Okay, and we have 200 megabytes available. If you check this mail on your Gmail or whatever public email you're using, and never come back here, this will eventually fill up. It will eventually go from 5 megabytes to 10 to 20 to 100 to 200. Okay, when that happens, people will start getting bounce messages when they send email to you. They'll get a message that says that the message they sent to you was not able to be received by you, and they will try again every 4 hours. All right, so you got to clear that mail. I use Outlook in the office. So Outlook downloads, and after it downloads all the mail, it deletes it from the server. So that takes care of that for me. When I want to delete, I just open Outlook, let it delete all the mail. And it downloads it too, so I have a local copy as well. You can also go to webmail, and you will have several choices of different webmail programs. Let's just use this one for now. Now this is going to let you log in to your sales@knowthenet.net address, or your whatever your email is at your domain. All right. It takes a little while to set it up the first time. There you go. And there is the email configuration message. All right. So this will tell you if you want to set this up on a local client like Outlook or Thunderbird, this will tell you all the settings. You want to use the secure settings. Okay, it says recommended. I say it's mandated. You should If you don't use the secure settings, every time you send your username and password across the internet, it can be intercepted. So definitely use secure. If you have a host that doesn't allow secure, then change host, because every time you log in, someone will be able, it doesn't mean they will, but they will be able to intercept your login information and get your email. So you don't want that. So definitely use this secure setting at all times, all right? So the email, it's very nice. cPanel does this. It sends you this email, tells you what to use for the incoming server, mail dot your domain name, what port to use, this IMAP. So you can set up Gmail and all these programs to actually log in to your server and just pull the mail off without it being forwarded. Forwarding is easier and more automatic, and it's all there when you log into your Gmail. Okay. If you use IMAP and Gmail logs in, it will download a copy of the mail and it will not delete it from the server. All right. If you use POP3, then there should be a setting there that will ask you, do you want to delete mail from the server? And you can choose yes, and then all your mail will be in Gmail or whatever you're using. All right. Outgoing mail server, it tells you what to use. This applies whether you're using Outlook or Thunderbird, a local desktop email client. The same settings apply to Gmail and Yahoo and AOL. All these services will let you log in directly to your mail server. Okay. So your username is here. Note your username is your entire email address. It's not just one part of it. It's not sales, and it's not sales at KnowTheNet. It's sales@knowthenet.net. It's the whole email address. All right. Password, they do not put it here for good reason. So that's why it's very important that you keep it and write it down. Hopefully you have a password manager like LastPass, which I have up here, and you can just put it in there and never have to think about it again. So all the information you need is there. All right. Go back to the control panel. You can see you're all set. And that's it. You have created an email address from here, and you've set up a forwarder from here. Now, a copy of all your mail will always be sent to wherever you wanted it sent to. When you're out, you're using your phone, your tablet. Very easy to log in using those apps to get your mail. So that's it. That's all there is to creating an email account and creating a forwarder, so you can forward it to whatever webmail app you happen to enjoy and appreciate most picking up your mail from when you're out on the road, when you're using your phone, your mobile devices, whatever you use. Just very simple. Go into cPanel and create the account and then forward it to wherever you want to forward it to, and you can forward it to as many different email addresses as you like. So there you have it. Anyway, if you're working with cPanel or WordPress as a beginner or intermediate user, check out my other videos and I will show you how to make some of the seemingly most difficult problems very simple. And they're very easy to solve usually. So check out my other videos and check out lazylizard.net, and we will take care of all your web hosting needs. Thanks for watching.